Oh, it's time. Time to get radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Comment of the Week for August 11th through the 17th of 2020. We are now in 2021. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's having a great New Year so far. August, September, October, November. That's a lot of months. I'm going to try my best to give these the time that they truly deserve. I thought about maybe making a 3-4 hour long just combination of all these and maybe not getting replies to them, maybe not showing any of these on screen, but I'm going to try to do what I can. And the goal is to get through all this in January. Man, this is going to be a task, but I think I can do it. Now we're going to have a change in format. Maybe I'll go back to this. Maybe I'll have the almost honorable mentions, but right now we got 6 comments. The first 3 are honorable mentions, and then we'll get into the medal ceremony. First off, we got mentions for this week come to us from TV Games, Silent Sayuri, and Nathan. The bronze medal is going to come to us from Afro Gamer Dude. I don't see any conceivable way of this museum ever happening, John Hancock's museum, in reality. The financial aspect of running this building is inconceivable. Even if he charges entry, what local would ever go more than once? Better hope they're a tourist. The first week of opening, if we pretend that would happen, it would probably just be fanatics of the channel flying out to meet their hero. For a humble fee, of course. Most likely, charge the people who donated. And then the amount of time and recourse out of John's life. How can he both teach and run that place? There is no way he can afford to pay somebody to work at the museum. He'd be paying them probably almost half of what he makes teaching. One financial aspect alone, not even getting into the cost of renting a building, he'd probably try to make a video. How would you like to have the opportunity to work in my museum for reaching the top Patreon tier? Maybe disguise some free labor as a reward. I think John would be better off just charging his fans a fee to walk inside his garage after work. Or cough, cough, just moving the camera over your game collection and posting a video to YouTube. No museum required. I wonder, when we talk about, the game museum and preserving games and showing off the games, I think to myself, okay, how much of his time on his channel has he and the MGR crew spent devoted to showing their games off from every conceivable angle, right? Every conceivable angle, talking about them. Do we really need like a museum when you have a YouTube channel? That's a great point there, Afro Gamer Dude. And I look forward to, in the next year, the Afro Gamer Dude Museum. Art Bell has the silver. Congrats to Pat Ness. He has published in video form Amico Gate. If you would, on their console update video, a deep dive into the troubled console 2 years into its development. The console team has little to show. Evidence of a broken Rush team. Titles mentioned before falling out even. Pat is the lead detective on the job. Outdoes anyone on YouTube. Tommy Tellerico likely won't show up in the comments and must be flipping out 2 times behind the scenes. One at the team's failure, the second one in seeing the failures being exposed to the world. Tommy Tellerico has strongly denied claims that his console is a banana pie board. No proof, but would have helped a bunch. Pat wonders if Amico hardware is running on Android emulator. Big troubles. The company report video was 90% investor focused. Financial troubles. The big Xbox exec was not filmed with the team. Did he take a peek and run for the door? Nowhere near ready in seeing the console boot up, load a game, and see it running properly. Not a supply chain C19. The desperation hires for firmware. Most titles are sold on mobile. Fully running without need of any Intellivision purchase. Likely investor bolted. Maybe a bunch of console backers canceled too. Tap water in bottles to deliver to your home, even though we know you have tap water. Going forward, Tommy Tellerico needs to do interviews showing the console booting up, loading a list of games, loading the game, playing it with the controller. This likely will not happen anytime soon, maybe in October. If I did not see this, I would cancel a pre-order ASAP. Retail will drop the console fast after mass complaints and returns come in order whenever this is actually released. Pat had no list of challenges for TT. Maybe he was too immersed in documenting the titles and brags in showing them for how little they meant. Slightly low heat, but a 1 week delay will have that effect. So maybe Tommy Tallarico's delay scored that 1 point over to Pat the Amico and Admonisher Punk. Will Tommy Tallarico react? Can even he react without faking it Coleco retro style? Duct tape in a mini SNES? Will TT run to a Metal Crew or Smash's house for a hot tub visit, show it boot, load and run titles? Now holding my breath, not hanging by my thumbs. Well, the one thing you could talk about was what console was that? Pat kind of, and Pat, I got lots of issues with Pat and Ian, naturally, of course. But I got to give credit where credit's due. He's been really good reporting on these fake consoles and these, this right here. Okay, I'm getting things mixed up. I forget what it was called, but it was the one scam console where they had a display of it, but then something was duct taped in the back of it. I forget what it was. I forget what that was. But I think Pat did good on exposing that. All right. So there's a lot of things about Pat, like I said, that I have issues with. But, being fair and objective, you have to give credit where credit is due. Now, when it comes to this and the Amico, I have a video coming up. I don't want to spoil a lot of my thoughts on that October gameplay reveal. Yeah. So it looks like it's a lot of mobile games, mostly mobile games. And I love what you said here in this comment. There's no need for bottled water when I have this water at home, right? Most of it looks like what's going to be on this Amico is stuff that you could actually already get on your mobile phones. So that's what's troubling to me. I think before you get this, you would want to see the console, see it boot up, and see it running the games. It's very simple. You just see the process happening, right? Otherwise, you're just going to get footage from the mobile game footage, right? So, who the fuck does that? I'm just saying, who the fuck does that, right? I don't know. It may come out, it may be amazing, and people might get what they want, but something just feels a little bit off about this whole thing, And the shiny gold medal goes to Haddington Rose. I started with YouTube in 2008, channel Greenland, and have had more than a few channels in my time here. And I can tell you, it's changed. Like a man who has been cursed by the wolf, doomed to spend its life forever changed, and unable to stop what it has done or change what it has become. It's not just the communities. YouTube is broken. YouTube was made to do fun little videos, but the you in YouTube was lost a long, long time ago. Most of them have turned to Patreon, or they've got bored with it, but stick around because they honestly love the money. Like Flick Pick, when he started, he was a goofy kid in his mom's basement talking about Blu-rays. Now he'd rather do a podcast for his patrons and then a video for his fans. The people that, if we're being honest, are the only reason he's in the position he's in, going to film premieres and able to interview celebrities. All the old guard who are still around are really where they are at because their viewers put them there. There were no ads in 07. There was no Patreon. It was, oh, you like my videos? I like making them. Let's chat. Now they've tasted, for a lack of a better word, stardom, and they can't go back. They're like Kate on Lost leaving Jack at the airport. Their loved one yelling at them, we have to go back, but they keep walking away. A lot of them, you can see it on their faces. They don't want to do it anymore. Go back 10 years, and they're all wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Now they look like they've sold their souls and are now waiting for the end. It's no longer fun or even a hobby for them. It's a job, and they have to go because they are used to a particular way of living and couldn't bear to go back to work a real job. If they had to get real jobs, they'd probably unplug, if you get my meaning. Can't use the proper terms because YouTube may delete my comment. So they keep on trucking, even though the check engine light is on. They bitch about their lack of funds and longing for better lives to people who have it worse than them, and complain when someone points that out to them. They'll say their videos don't get pushed by YouTube. You know, if your subs watch all your videos, the bell thing is pointless. Never had a video from a tuber I gave a beaver home about not being my sub feed. One missing? Go back and like their last 10 videos. Problem solved. They'll complain about the algorithm when their views paid well enough before, and they're pulling in the same amount of views as before, if not more. So where's the problem? They'll complain about not getting recommended. But if you binge someone or even just watch one video, you'll get them suggested to you every day. Their lives are too perfect and need something to complain about. Well, Hatterton Rose, I remember the first time you came to the channel, and this may shock a lot of people, right? I'm a YouTuber that remembers when actual people come to the channel. You know, when actual people come here. There's people that have been here for several years. That's fucking awesome. You know? Like, I can't, like, I think a lot of YouTubers, when, let's say they get to a certain point and they can't go back, don't ever forget the people that put you where you are, because your channel would not be where it is. You know, you would not have what you have on YouTube in these cases of these very large channels. You would not be where the fuck you are if people didn't consistently stop by your channel and spend their time on your channel, you know? So I look at it as like, who the fuck would I be, Haddington Rose, to request money of you? Who the fuck would I be to put my uploads behind a paywall, regardless of how big I ever got on a platform? Who the fuck would I be? How many times do I go to a channel and now looking back on it, I think differently. I'm like, oh, I used to like listen to that motherfucker, but then he has his little Patreon link. Fuck that guy. That's how I feel. That's how I genuinely feel. I'm like, fuck that guy. You know, like you can't for the life of you understand that it's just a little messed up that you think that these same people that that helped you start your channel, I mean by being on your channel for several years, you know, one person, you know, Terry's been on this channel for several years. Terry and his pet raccoon, you know, I remember the raccoon comments. I don't forget because the people that come here, they mean something to me, right? Now, in your last paragraph, when you say they complain about their videos not getting pushed by YouTube, and the algorithms, and not feeling good, I think about Gerard the Completionist. You remember Haddington Rose? He had that, you know, I'm not feeling good, or this isn't that good, you know, sad upload. Well, I did a little bit of investigative work called Social Blade. You dumb fucks. I went to Social Blade, and turns out there really wasn't any kind of drop in his channel that he was talking about in his video. So he was straight lying to his audience, trying to get them basically to give him donations. That's what it is, right? There's a need for people like me, Haddington Rose, and several other people to actually sort through all this bullshit and actually tell people what's really going on. What's really going on is there's a lot of fake fuckers on this platform playing fake characters. And their only drive whatsoever is getting money. Not connecting with their communities, just getting money. They've sold their souls. They just want to get money. Most specifically, they want to get your money. And how about you stop? You look at that and you say, nah, I'm not following you anymore. Fuck you. I'm going to go to a YouTube channel. I'm going to go to a YouTube channel of someone that maybe hasn't sold their soul.